The New York Knicks are having their best season in a decade. As this video is being recorded, they now have a 3-1 lead over Cleveland, and barring an unlikely comeback from the Cavs, the Knicks are going to win their first playoff series since 2013 when the Carmelo-led Knicks eliminated the Boston Celtics in the first round. The Knicks are playing way above expectations. They were mostly projected to just be a play-in team this year. Just barely squeezing into the playoffs and losing in the first round would have been viewed as an overachievement for the Knicks, but now they're on the verge of getting to the semifinals, which is ironic because they're about to eliminate Donovan Mitchell, and they were lambasted by the mainstream media for not trading for Donovan Mitchell last summer. For example, Stephen A. Smith's knee-jerk reaction when finding out that Donovan Mitchell was headed to the Cavs was, of course, to roast the Knicks.
They make me sick. Nothing ever gets done in New York with the Knicks. Nothing!
But it wasn't just Stephen A. Bleacher Report, NBC Sports, and Sports Illustrated all considered the Knicks losers for failing to trade for Donovan Mitchell last summer. Now that the dust has settled, it's pretty clear that the mainstream media couldn't have been more wrong about the Knicks. Now look, Donovan Mitchell is a great player, and he's one of the best playoff performers in league history, but the asking price to land him from the Jazz was simply too high. Had the Knicks had met the Jazz asking price, they would have had to give up RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes, along with 3 unprotected first-round picks. Had the Knicks have agreed to that trade, they would have lost some really valuable depth. Now, there's no doubt to me that the Knicks would have still been a playoff team with Donovan Mitchell, but after giving up that draft capital, they wouldn't have the flexibility to make another big move in the future to push them from good team to legit title contender. And it turns out that Leon Rose in the Knicks front office was ahead of the curve because they still managed to land an all-star level guard last summer while giving up nothing but cap space. And that's what they did when they signed Jalen Brunson. Now, just like failing to trade for Donovan Mitchell, the Knicks were trashed by the media for signing Jalen Brunson. They said that it was a huge overpay. Well, turns out that signing was a bargain. And not only had Jalen Brunson had a great regular season where he clearly was snubbed from the All-Star team, but he's also had a great playoffs, and he's outright outplayed Donovan Mitchell in this first round series against Cleveland. The Knicks are going to beat the Cavs in 5 or 6 games here, and we have to see what happens in the Miami versus Milwaukee series. But if Milwaukee loses to Miami due to Giannis being injured, I would favor the Knicks in a second round playoff series against the Miami Heat, which means the Knicks would get to the conference finals this year. And for the Knicks to get to the Eastern Conference Finals after being projected by the media to not even make the playoffs would just be a fantastic outcome. And even better, the Knicks, because they didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell, still have their talented crop of young players, still have a huge stockpile of draft picks, which means that they can make another big move sometime down the line to become a championship team. So even though the Knicks were trashed by the mainstream media last offseason for not trading for Donovan Mitchell, it turns out that the New York Knicks and their fan base are the ones that are going to get the last laugh. Clearly, the Knicks have learned from their past because they avoided the same mistake that they made with Melo. Back in 2011, the Knicks traded the farm for Melo. They traded a huge crop of their young players and their draft picks, and while Melo gave the Knicks some good years, what did they max out as? As just a 54-win team in the East and a second round exit in the playoffs. And a huge reason why that was their ceiling is that because they gave up all those assets for Melo, there wasn't that future flexibility to make more moves to improve the team. Had the Knicks had traded all their draft picks and their young players for Donovan Mitchell last offseason, they could have potentially had the same outcome. So it's great that the Knicks front office is learning and finally making good decisions. But anyway, that's going to be it for me, guys. What do you think of how the Knicks have played this season? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it and hit that subscribe button. For in-depth analysis on how the Knicks are breaking the Cavaliers in the playoffs, click this video right here.